The relationship between Kushina Uzumaki and Obito Uchiha isn't one that a lot of Naruto fans are aware of. No, I don't mean the relationship as in the two of them being romantically involved or anything like that, even though there are parts of the fandom that do ship them together for whatever reason, and I'm not even going to begin to get into that on this video. Instead, I want to focus on the dynamics of their relationship back when Obito was a member of Team Minato and Kushina, being the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi, was left confined to Konoha during the events of the Third Great Ninja War. In 2014, a series of OVAs were released that were animated by Studio Pierrot and promoted as having a story written and editorially supervised by series creator Masashi Kishimoto. These OVAs were just side stories meant to fill in some of the blanks in the Naruto story, as the series, unbeknownst to a lot of fans, was approaching the end of its serialization in Weekly Shonen Jump. While Kishimoto was involved in the creation of these OVAs, there were some small retcons that were made to the story, which if you've read the Naruto manga, you know that retcons are nothing new to this series. It was in one of these OVAs that we got to see the relationship that Kushina had with not only Obito Uchiha, but also the other members of Team Minato. As someone who was intrigued by Kushina when she physically debuted in volume 53 of the manga, getting to see how Kishimoto envisioned her before her death was really nice to see. Right away, we see the classic shonen trope of the female lead hitting the stubborn idiot male character when, in the span of a couple minutes, Kushina hits Obito twice, once by nonchalantly dropping a basket on top of his head, and the second time by driving her fist into the middle of Obito's skull when Obito's being too stubborn for his own good, loudly talking back to her as she tries to give food to Team Minato. We even see her eyes take on the animated appearance of being completely whited out, just like we've seen Sakura and Tsunade take when they got pissed off at Naruto in the series, and we even saw Kushina's body get covered in a flame as she clenched her fist, just like the anime did with the two prior mentioned characters. While the two of them bicker back and forth, with Kushina threatening to hit Obito once again, Minato watches all of this with a smile on his face before encouraging Rin and Kakashi to eat the food that Kushina brought to them. What's really interesting about this is the fact that while the shonen trope for the hot-blooded female character is on full display, the reason is executed here better than it was in the manga, and the reason being is, look at what Kushina's character is written as. We see Kushina sitting alone when she's talking with Minato about the progress that his team has made, and she gets glowing reviews of Kakashi and Rin. But when it comes to Obito, she flat out rips him for being a big mouth idiot. However, where the twist comes in is when Minato calls Kushina on her harsh critiques of Obito by reminding her that Obito was her favorite member of Minato's squad. In the next scene, we see Kushina once again getting hot-blooded with Obito, but because his team is going to Kannabi Bridge, which was stated to be the most dangerous area during the Third Great Ninja War, she reels in her feisty nature to jokingly tell Obito that if he came back injured, she'd beat him up once again. As they walk away, the voiceover of Kushina telling Minato that she wanted her son to grow up with Obito's spirit, full of hope, a little bit cocky, doesn't have to be the smartest, and someone who values friendship. It makes you wonder just what Kushina saw in Obito at that time and why she was being so tough on him, and if it was for the reason of helping him reach his full potential. When you look at the OVA, it's almost as if Kushina saw the members of Team Minato as being the children of herself and Minato. She took the time to make them lunch after their training session with her husband. She lovingly doted on Rin, showering her with hugs and kisses while calling her absolutely adorable. She praised Kakashi, much like a parent does when they have a child that they're proud of, but when it comes to Obito, Kushina straddled the line very closely. One minute she's loving towards him, and then the next she's shouting at him, knocking him on the head, trying to reel Obito back in, as if to protect him from his own idiot tendencies as well by Obito's pride. Even before this OVA was made, on one of the cover pages for a chapter of Naruto when it ran weekly in Shonen Jump, we actually saw a small glimpse into what Kushina would have been like if she never died. The scene showed us the Uzumaki family having breakfast and Kushina yelling at Naruto as Minato laughed uncomfortably. When Kishimoto helped write and oversaw the storyboards for Naruto Shippuden Road to the Ninja, which was a Naruto Shippuden film, the way that Kushina behaved in that movie mirrors her behavior in this OVA. In both instances, the moment we saw her, she automatically plopped her fist down on the head of the main character for getting onto her nerves. Seeing just how the two of them interacted makes you wonder just what Kushina would have thought if she would have realized that Obito was the one behind the mask, after he threatened the life of her newborn son, who she hoped would embody Obito's spirit, and began to extract the Kyuubi from Kushina's body. It also makes you wonder what other emotions were inside of Obito. In the manga, when we see the beginning of the Kyuubi attack from Obito's perspective, we see Obito still refer to Minato as being Minato Sensei, which is pretty telling as to where his mind state was. From the moment these OVAs came out and were included in the Naruto Storm Revolution game, it's been something I've always found interesting and had hoped that the anime studio would adapt into a longer story, but instead we got that horrible Infinite Tsukiyomi filler arc. It's unclear if this material was stuff that Kishimoto was forced to cut from the manga, which has happened in the past and directly led to Kishimoto helping with the story and storyboards for Naruto Road to the Ninja, because concepts in the film included stuff that he couldn't use in the manga. It's still pretty interesting to see just what Kishimoto envisioned for certain characters, and in hindsight, it should have been clear to a lot of Naruto fans that the story was coming to a close all the way back in 2012, because Kishimoto's involvement in the Road to the Ninja movie was unprecedented at the time, given he'd never been that involved in a Naruto movie before, and then for the Storm Revolution game, where Kishimoto took time out to write the story for the OVAs and was given a supervisor title that he hadn't been given in the previous Storm games. It makes you wonder just what could have a story that focused around Team Minato have been like if it was given a weekly series. You guys let me know down in the comment section what you think about the Kushina and Obito relationship, and if you would have liked to see a story based around Team Minato, perhaps as a Naruto prequel series spin-off. Thank you so much for watching all the way into the end of the video, guys. If you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share, enable notifications. Thank you so much for watching all the way into the end. Have an incredible day, guys.